What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into today's broadcast. I'm Brooks Austin, obviously the film guy. I don't know what to do with this weird mouse thing, so I'm going to hold it. Today, we got our fourth show in as many days on the platform this week. We had Sunday, we had John Staten come on and give us some GDA reactions along with a little NBR setting, right? Monday, we did quarterback film study part one. Tuesday, we did part two. Wednesday, we took it off. Thursday, we're coming back to you with another defensive line film study. We're going to look at the first half today of just the interior guys, right? Nose tackles, D tackles, defensive ends. I'm just now realizing that's 4 shows over 5 days. Nonetheless, a lot of work here and a lot of good content. So if you haven't been caught up on all of it, or if you're over on YouTube right now and you're like, what is he talking about? I feel like I've only watched 40 minutes of content this week. Well, that's because the other stuff's all over there on Patreon, patreon.com/Brooks Austin. Just like today, you're probably going to get 15, 20 minutes. The rest of it's going to be over on Patreon. So feel free to come join the family over there. You get additional film studies as well as additional intel whenever we're able to drop it. So feel free to join us over there. If you haven't already, subscribe to the network here on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up button. We appreciate you for doing so. Couple of highlights here, right? Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins got a lot of run because of Tramel Walthour's injury at defensive end. I think some other things you're going to notice is that this defensive line's somehow gotten bigger in some portions and some personnel packaging, right? We're going to show you some things where they're running pretty big bodies across that front four, whereas in years past, they might have been really, really big internally or interiorly, and then not as heavy and not as wide out there on the edge. Some of those things are starting to change, right? So a couple of standouts. We already talked about 93, Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins. You're going to see some of the notice some of the changes I talked about on Twitter with regards to Jalen Carter. I'm really excited to show you that as well. Zion Logue, as much as we heard log, as much as we heard this spring about all the, the steps forward and how he might be the next guy. Let's hold on, okay? We're going to show you some things. We saw him get put in some positions that you're not normally going to see, previous nose tackles get put into. But he is growing. He is one of the answering points, but maybe not as much as we thought going into the spring. The other thing, Warren Brenson, you're going to notice, was going with the twos. He is that next 3 technique, okay? He and Jalen Carter are going to be your 2 guys eating. I think they put him on that twos unit as a way of ensuring that he's going to get a bulk of the reps of the day's events, and he did, and by God, did he play good. Without further ado, let's shut up and let's grind some tape. All right, we're going to start right here. Actually, second play of the football game after that square end we showed you with Stetson Bennett. Going to start right here, and who we're watching is 93. Now, why are we watching? Had a guy, actually a scout from the Louisiana region, reach out to me the other day, and he was talking to me. He's like, hey, man, I've been watching Georgia, right? Why don't they allow guys to get up the field, right? Why don't they allow it? Even in the run game, they don't allow it. You'll see what's going on there. Are they allowed to was more of the question. I was like, well, no, not really, and here's why, right? You got all these 6'5", 290, 230, or, 300-pound guys that are, getting upfield, and they're trying to tackle guys that are much, much smaller than them, right? So we want to give them as much ground, if you will, once they win the rep, okay, to actually have some room for error, right? So watch 93 right here over the 3 technique. Xavier Truss is about to get abused over here, right here. This left guard, about to get abused by Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins. But the problem is if he were to just stay green light, right, just stay getting vertical as opposed to doing what he does, which is the entire time, or it's actually Broderick that gets whooped, the entire time staying where he's at, right? He's in a nice balance, athletic, right, able to move side to side body positioning, right? He's not forward leaning. His feet aren't put together, right? He's got a nice wide athletic base. So if and when the running back begins his jump cut, we are still in our nice balanced position, right? He looks like he's ready to field a ground ball at shortstop. That's exactly where we want to be. So when he does make that move, the much superior athlete than us, we are in a position to where we can now extend ourselves and make a tackle. That is why, yes, it happens at -2, -3 yards, as opposed to what it could be, right? Which is when the left tackle blows an assignment in Broderick Jones and you've got a free shot. It could be the Jadeveon Clowney hit. It very well could be. But every once in a while, it's not the Jadeveon Clowney hit, and Kendall Milton bounces, makes us look stupid, and we give up 9 yards because the end is sealed too as well, right? So that's why you don't get upfield. You settle, you come to balance, you respond, you react, and you go make a play, right? That's why you don't. I wouldn't want. I want heels of the offensive line. That's the way I would coach it. We want to get to the heels of the offensive line. No further. Any further, we have lost. We are in a bad position. Check this out right here. Okay. I think 93 has what we call heavy appendages, not heavy hands. Okay, heavy hands is offensive line. Okay, heavy appendages. What does that mean? Defensive linemen are doing all this kind of stuff, right? They're doing all this. They work all this all off season, all spring, all practice, right? They ain't just hitting you with their hands. They're hitting you with their forearms. They're hitting you sometimes with their elbows. I mean, they're all in you, right? They're everywhere. Okay. Well, when your arms are really big and really heavy and really powerful, right? If all of this in your body is really, really strong, you're going to have heavy appendages. And what does that mean? Well, that means when 93 puts his hands on you, or when he swipes your hands, Xavier Truss, and you're 6'7", 330 pounds. Look at this over the left guard. When he overhand swipes you, he'll spin your whole daggone body around like you're a top. Watch this. Boom. Slaps that body, and you can slaps those hands, right? As he slaps those hands, you can see Xavier Truss's entire shoulder columns come this way, and it brings his entire body inward, right? And TID goes and gets a pressure. Look at this. Boom. Slaps him, turns that left shoulder in, or that right shoulder outward, over with. Great ball by Stetson, just getting it out. But if he's got to hold it a second longer, there's a sack by 93. All because, again, I think he's got real heavy forearms, and all that comes from just natural strength. Natural strength. Forgot to mention, shouts to the Gramco. They sent your boy some new Delta 8 gummies. Them things fire. All right, them things fire. Y'all go get you some. Use promo code Brooks25. You get you 25% off at the door. At the door. All right, here it is right here. Look at this replay. Look at this replay. Great job attacking the outside first, right? And then you're going to see the hands get up underneath this elbow and jack this body completely this way. Completely this way. Going to toss that butt. Whoom. Get out of here. That's out the club. Good job, 63, picking and cleaning it up. Picking and cleaning it up. God saves a lot of butts, man. That's what 63 does all day. Just saves ass. Just out here saving everybody else's ass. Y'all can hear the wife leaving. We're recording this one in the middle of the afternoon, believe it or not. We're going to get it to you early, I think. We're going to get it to you early, I think. 126. Hey, this offensive line unit, or excuse me, this defensive line, rather, this is 45. That's Big Bill Norton. That's Zion Log, number 96. And that's old Big TID, number 93 right there, right? Them some big jokers. That's 300 all across the board, 300 plus, right? And then you got big old Noah Smith over there playing about 234. 235, 236, I would imagine, right? Some big bodies from this side out. Now, last year, we talk about resetting the line of scrimmage, right? Offensive linemen, as we take our inside zone track, we want to reset that line of scrimmage at the heels of the defensive line, right? That's a +2 differentiation point from start to finish. That is how we run the football efficiently. And subsequently, on the other side, like, the inverse, we want to at least stalemate the line of scrimmage as a defensive line, right? We cannot give ground, okay? And better yet, if we're leading the nation in rushing yards allowed per game, we are going to reset the line of scrimmage ourselves, right? Jordan Davis, 95, 99, and 88, they played here all year last year, right? Watch where these guys are playing. When Jalen Carter is off the field, watch where these guys are playing. Now, it's not horrible. Okay, do not get me wrong. It's not horrible. Matter of fact, it's not even that bad. It's not. They're holding right at the line of scrimmage, right? They're stalemating. Okay, they're stalemating. But here is the difference, right? When offensive linemen are so concerned with the down linemen, right, with the down level, I got a linebacker already getting touched up. I got a linebacker on the backside having to key down because there's a tight end in the box. He's already touched up, right? So what do we got? We got 7 hats on 7 hats. So now what happens? Well, because we're not really resetting the line of scrimmage, we give up a leak, right? Good back eventually finds the hole, eventually finds where we're compromised. And because we're not really getting penetration, nor are we really resetting the line of scrimmage. We're kind of just stalemating. Eventually, offensive linemen are going to get up to backers. Running backs are going to find leaks, right? And we give up yardage. That's exactly how these things progress, right? That's exactly how these things progress. Whereas last year, that umbrella kind of got suffocated, right? The umbrella as a defensive line just kind of kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And eventually, linebackers would clean it up at +1, +2. Well, here's the inverse of that, right? Here's the complete opposite. Here is a defensive line straining, bounce. There's another exact replica of the rep right there. That's the same thing, just with Kendall Milton, right? Look, they're doing a decent job, except for right there at the 3 technique. The 3 tech's getting blown up, Bill Norton, getting absolutely jacked into the mic, okay? Watch this backside combo, okay, from this left or this right guard, Devin Willock, and this right tackle, Warren McClendon. They walk this 3 technique right back into the linebacker. Right back into the linebacker. And that's Nolan Smith playing off ball over there. That's an interesting little addition they got going on. Rick Gilbert fighting hard. But this play is made, right? This play is made all right here. All with 45. And look, the pad level's great, dude. The pad level's great. The get off's even better. I mean, he's a half a yard ahead of everybody else. The problem is, hey, them guys you getting blocked by right now, them some dudes, okay? So they end up walking him into the mic. There's no linebacker to help. Eventually, Kendall Milton's bouncing out on a corner, right? Bouncing out on a corner. But here's what I want you to see. They start getting leaned on, right? Leaned on in the run game. 2 runs in a row, kind of getting pushed. Ball's getting bounced, right? Ball's getting bounced. What do? All right, so that's 32 over here. That's Chaz Chambliss. He's listed at 6'2", 250, okay? This is Jalen Carter right here. He's listed at 6'3", 315. This is Zion Log right here. He's listed at 6'4", 330 pounds. This is Tyrion Nungham-Dawkins right here. He's listed at 6'5", 300 pounds. Okay, outside of that one, them some big old bodies. Okay, them some real big bodies. Now, last year, this was 99, who's about 6'6", 350 pounds is what he was playing at. Okay, this was 95, who's a scratch. He's about that. Okay, and this was Trayvon Walker, who's about 6'5", 270. Okay, so you got a little bigger here. You got a little smaller here, and you dang sure getting bigger there with 32 over 4 if that's the set that they want to go, if they are run heavy in personnel, right? If they are run heavy in both situation and personnel, you might see this a little bit more this year, right? You might see these big bodies a little bit more this year. I think they hold up relatively well in this rep. Yep. Stuff it, right? And that's exactly what it looks like when you're really, really strong in the run game. Look at the front side. The front side is to no avail, right? Jalen Carter on the backside allowing no separation, right? Which is where Chaz Chambliss is just on that backside, squeezing down, clean up the trash for a +1 gain. That's what gap integrity and holding the line of scrimmage looks like, right? I got a whole bunch of solo blocks and a whole bunch of offensive linemen with their shoulders turned that way as the ball gets tackled at +1. That's damn good run defense, boys. That's damn good run defense.